At a recent closed-door briefing, my only request to Huawei India was to bring the Mate series to our country. And to my delight, the Huawei Mate 20 Pro is here like magic. See what I did there? And with the entry of the Mate 20 Pro, flagship phone aficionados have yet another everything phone to look forward to. Apart from the Samsung Galaxy Note series, of course. You know what? I've had the honor of using the Mate 20 Pro for around 4 days now, and boy, I'm impressed. Hi, I'm Ershad from Mr. Phone, and let's get down to my first impressions of the newly launched Huawei Mate 20 Pro. But before we move on, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to get notified whenever Mr. Phone puts out an awesome new tech video. Also, our Mr. Phone awards are going on right now, so don't forget to hit the link in the description below to vote for your favorite smartphone. One look at the Mate 20 Pro and it is a phone that immediately reminds you of the Samsung Galaxy S9 and the S9 Plus. This is partly due to the fact that it has a curved display that blends into the metal frame that breaks out into yet another curved glass on the rear. That said, the Mate 20 Pro definitely has a unique identity of its own. First and foremost, the Mate 20 Pro comes with this interesting color gradient that looks appealing to most folks. If you don't like gradient colors on the phone, like my wife, you can go for the plain black color as well. That's not it though. Just like the Google Pixel 3, Huawei has decided to add to the distinction by coloring the power button red. I also quite like the fact that the Mate 20 Pro, despite using glass in the back, Huawei has managed to make it grippy and resistant to fingerprints as well. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering where is the speaker, it lies underneath the USB Type-C port. That's bloody genius. It makes for a clean design language and eliminates the need for machining more holes to the beautiful body of the phone. But the one design change that baffles me is Huawei's idea to introduce a new standard for microSD card. The nano memory, as Huawei likes to call it, is the size of a nano SIM card and can take up less space technically. At the moment though, only Huawei makes these cards. Only time will tell if this standard becomes a norm in the future, but for now, folks who buy the Mate 20 Pro, this is going to be an added expense if you want to expand storage space. Moving back to the rear of the phone, the 3 cameras and the flash that sit inside the square-shaped module on the rear is probably the most wacky design element of the phone. Honestly, you will be able to recognize the Mate 20 Pro from anywhere once you see the rear of the phone. You have to hand it to Huawei for going that extra step in making eccentric design choices and pulling it off with ease. In fact, if I have to draw a parallel with the Mate 20 Pro's design, it has to be Ranveer Singh's outlandish sense of style. Everyone might not like the crazy clothes that he wears, but he damn sure pulls it off. The Mate 20 Pro is basically just like that. The 6.39-inch OLED panel with an aspect ratio of 19.5:9 on the front offers a display resolution of 1440 by 3120 pixels. This means the phone has a very high pixel density of 538 pixels per inch. Your eyes are not going to discern any pixels whatsoever. Also, as far as I can remember, this is probably the first time that Huawei has used a curved panel on one of its phones. The display on the Mate 20 Pro with its HDR10 support and DCI-P3 color gamut is a flagship-grade setup that is bound to look impressive to most folks. Watching HDR content on Netflix and YouTube is a treat. Even before my full review, I can tell you that the Mate 20 Pro has one of the best displays on a smartphone yet. Now, the display also has a notch with an option to disable it in the settings menu. Moreover, there is an in-display fingerprint scanner which is faster than I expected it to be. Add to that, the face unlock is pretty fast too. Now, the Mate 20 Pro also comes with the latest version of EMUI 9.0. Let me break down a few things I noticed right off the bat. Let's start off with the stuff I liked. Firstly, the new gestures make full use of the tall screen estate on the device. And secondly, Huawei Share, which is not new in EMUI 9, but it is a pretty damn useful feature nonetheless. You can use Share to create a network wirelessly for your phone to connect to a PC or a Mac. It works like a charm. And finally, Digital Balance, an offshoot of Google's digital well-being feature, helps cut down on your screen time. But EMUI 9 is not all hunky-dory. There are stuff that I don't like. Firstly, the Mate 20 Pro has a couple of duplicate apps, a separate gallery and photos app for example, and even duplicate features like the Huawei Vault, which saves passwords for you. Moving on, while the gestures are great, it definitely gets in way of using certain apps like WhatsApp and the Play Store. For example, In WhatsApp, a long swipe from left opens up the reply function, which means that you have to remember to long swipe from the right to go back to using Huawei's gesture scheme. Honestly, there's a lot more to uncover about EMUI 9, so wait for my full review. Huawei has decided to ditch the monochrome camera from the P20 Pro for a 20MP wide-angle camera attached to a 16mm lens. I am in complete support of Huawei's decision to do so. Why? Because not only the wide-angle camera lets you take great wide-angle shots, but it can also let you go close to a subject and take great macro shots as well. Furthermore, the third 8MP camera helps you with optical zoom. It can do 3x optical zoom and 5x hybrid zoom. Talking about the camera app, there's Huawei's homegrown High Vision. That is an AI feature that can recognize object, landmark, art and such to identify it for you. Huawei has also added more scene recognition modes in Master AI 2.0. The Mate 20 Pro can identify close to 1500 scenes now, and I really like how the phone immediately switches to portrait mode when you are in front of a human face. I also really like the new AI color mode when you're shooting videos. It does a swell job of actually separating the subject from the background, and you know what, it makes the subject's color pop out and the background becomes black and white. It looks pretty cool, honestly. Anyway, here are a few early samples from the phone for you to gawk at. I'm yet to sit in Pixel Peep, but you can tell from the pictures that Huawei has once again hit it out of the park with the camera performance. The most interesting thing about the Mate 20 Pro is the new Kirin 980 chipset based on a 7nm architecture. I played a bit of Asphalt 9 and PUBG on the phone, and I must say with GPU Turbo 2.0, it looks and plays brilliantly. Coupled with the 6 gigs of RAM, the phone also runs like a charm. To keep the engine running, Huawei has bundled a 4200 mAh battery inside. This battery lasts really long. I've been using the phone in the full QHD Plus resolution with the in-display fingerprint scanner on, and I had to charge it only the next day. I shall share more battery performance insights soon in my full review. Additionally, the phone comes with a 40-watt super fast charging tech that can move the needle from 0 to 100% in an hour. That is frankly blazing fast. One, before I forget, the Mate 20 Pro is the world's first phone that can wirelessly reverse charge another phone. This is quite bonkers for a feature, honestly. It is a gimmick, no doubt, but it is one gimmick that you'd like to actually show off to your iPhone toting friends. So those were my first impressions of the Mate 20 Pro, and I'm barely even scratching the surface here. And you know what, if my limited usage of the phone is any indication, the Mate 20 Pro is shaping out to be the everything phone that the Samsung Galaxy Note series has always been. If it doesn't mess up anywhere during my review period, the Mate 20 Pro could very well become my favorite smartphone of this year. Yes, I might be preempting my review, but that's how good my first impressions of the Mate 20 Pro have been. So what do you like about the Mate 20 Pro? Do let us know in the comment section below, and stay tuned for a full review from Mr. Phone. Until next time, this is Ershad signing off. Tada.